Hi guys. So the one thing that I've found off the back of me sharing my experience of grief is that people actually reach out to me and share their experience of grief with me also. And I think that's, it's beautiful, and I'm very grateful to be able to, be a part of other people's journeys and see where we identify and, align and differences and similarities, etc. But the one thing that has come up a few times is I've heard from people, who have children who say, I don't want to show my sadness, or I don't want to show my children that I'm in pain. So, I need to be strong for the children. I need to show them that I'm doing okay, even if they're not doing okay, and that means not expressing any emotion in front of their children or not allowing themselves to cry in front of their children. Now, for me, I've taken a very different approach, and I don't know whether it's the fact that I've been through the certain experiences that I have been through, but for me, I do express my sadness in front of my children, when I'm in pain, and the sadness and everything else that's come along with Rico's death, the confusion, the, just not knowing what I'm feeling at times. I've actively expressed that in front of my children, because that is what it means to be human. To feel is to be human. And my children need to understand that. They need to understand that actually we don't have to pretend that we're okay all the time. We are human, and it's okay to express that we're sad and we're in pain and all these other emotions that encompass being human, But at the same time, I also show my children that actually, alongside sort of feeling, you have to also be able to manage your emotions. You can't sink and dwell in your emotions. That is detrimental, just as much as avoidance is detrimental. You must feel, but you must also manage your emotions so that you're still able to move forward in a healthy way, And sometimes, where grief's concerned anyway, you're moving forward with sadness and pain and happiness and joy at the same time. It's simultaneous. But nonetheless, feeling is important. That's what it means to be human. But management of your emotions is equally as important. And me, by expressing my emotions and actively showing them that I can feel, but yet manage my emotions so that I'm still moving forward in a healthy way and being able to play all the roles that I have in my life, is really, for me, a lesson. I'm teaching them a lesson for when they grow up, because death, of course, is inevitable. We're all going to die, and grief is going to be a part of all of our journeys. So this lesson is instrumental, and it works for me. And I think it's, a healthy thing to teach my children. Of course, everyone has their different ways, and that's fine. But for me, this has really been beneficial.